So, good evening po, ma'am. My name is Crisel Obot from BSA 4A, and our topic is about taxation under the American period in the Philippines, which took place from 1898 to 1935. So, during this time, the American government introduced major changes to the country's tax system to make it more fair and suitable for the modern government. So, at first, from 1898 to 1903, the Americans continued to use the Spanish system of taxation. So, yung dating ginagawa ng mga Spanish, yung pamamalakad nila about taxation is sinunod ng mga Americans. Isa na dito yung Urbana tax, which is yung annual rental value of urban real estate. And later on is pinalitan ito at nagiging land tax. Hindi lang ito na-apply sa mga may properties sa cities, but also to those in rural areas. So, yung changes na ito ay nagiging more equal dahil both yung mga urban and rural na landowners ay kailangan ng magbayad ng kanilang mga taxes. And next naman is, nung nag-establish yung America ng civil government sa Pilipinas, they also created a formal system for collecting taxes. So, under nito is si Governor William Taft noong 1902 and si Governor Luke Wright noong 1904, which is yung ginawa nila is yung the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. Noong ginawa nila ito noong July 2, 1904 through the Reorganization Act number 1108. And by August 1, 1904, the BIR was officially organized and began its operations. So, the purpose of this was to make tax collection more efficient and also to ensure that government funds were properly managed. And next naman is, noong 1904, the Americans passed the Internal Revenue Law for 1904. So, itong batas na to is inintroduce na different kinds of taxes. Isa na dito yung license and excise taxes, taxes on banks, documentary stamp taxes, the cedula or community tax, and taxes on insurance companies, forest products, minings, concessions, and also the businesses. And by 1904, Americans revised the cedula tax and industrial tax to make tax collection more efficient and suitable for country's economic growth. That's all for my report.
The BIR, or the Bureau of Internal Revenue, is mandated by the law to assess and collect all national internal revenue, taxes, fees, and charges. So, noong 1904, ipinasa ang Internal Revenue Law at nagtakda ng mga buwis kagaya ng license tax, excise tax, taxes on bank, taxes on insurance company, documentary stamp tax, cedula, forest product, mining concessions, taxes on business, and occupational license. So, noong 1907, nagkaroon ng pagbabago sa cedula at industriya tax. So, dito, mas naging formal at mas naging detalyado ang sistema ng pagbubuwis. The cedula under the new law went through changes as the rate was fixed per adult male. Some places were authorized to double the fee for the cedula. The industrial tax was charged. Noong October 3, 1913, ipinasa ang Underwood-Simpson Tariff Act sa ilalim ni US President Woodrow Wilson at ni Governor General Francis Burton Harrison. Inayos ang mga buwis batay sa kakayahan ng mga mamamayan at sa uri ng kanilang trabaho. At ang batas na ito ay layunin ng batas na ito na bawasan ng buwis sa mga kalakal upang mas mapabuti ang kalakalan. Ang purpose ng batas na ito ay upang bawasan ang buwis sa mga produkto at alisin din ang buwis sa mga hilaw na materyales. So, new sources of tax were introduced. Nagkaroon ng income tax noong 1914 o buwis sa kita at nagkaroon ng inheritance tax o buwis sa pamana noong 1919. Nagkaroon din ng National Lottery noong 1932 bilang kita ng gobyerno. So dito nagsimula ang mas modernong konsepto ng pagbubuwis. Kagaya nga nitong income tax at inheritance tax upang mas mapalawak ang pinagkukunan ng pondo ng Pilipinas. Taxation during the Commonwealth period noong 1935 hanggang 1945. So, noong 1936, nadagdag ang surtax rate o karagdagang porsyento sa mataas na kita. At noong November 15, 1937, inalis ang cedula tax ng National Assembly of the Philippines dahil nakita nila na ito ay pabigat sa mga mahirap. So, during this period, mas naging makatao ang sistema ng pagbubuwis. So, inalis nila yung mga buwis na pangunahing nakapagbigay pasanin sa mga mahirap na mamamayan.
Taxation under the American period in the Philippines refers to the tax policies and structures implemented during the time when the Philippines was under American governance. Implementation of resident tax, as shown in the image, a residence tax was imposed starting January 1, 1940. This tax applied to residents age 18 and above and to corporations. And the exemption of this taxation is certain groups were exempt from paying this tax, including U.S. officials, military personnel, foreign diplomats, and short-term visitors staying less than 3 months. Context of taxation. The taxation policies during this period were part of the broader administrative and governance framework established by the Americans in the Philippines. The goal was to generate revenue for governments and development while considering exemption of specific groups based on their status or tenure in the country. Taxation under American rule played a role in the economic and administrative management of the Philippines during this time. The National Internal Revenue Code of 1939 was a significant piece of legislation regarding taxation in the Philippines during the American period. Purpose and scope of this taxation is the code outlined the rules and regulations for internal revenue taxation in the Philippines. It covered various aspects of taxation, including income tax, estate tax, and other taxes. The code was part of the legal framework for taxation under American governance. It helped structure the tax system, defining what was taxable, tax rates, and exemption. The residence tax mentioned in that image, imposed starting January 1, 1940, would have been part of influence by the broader tax regulation outlined in the National Internal Revenue Code of 1939. The National Internal Revenue Code of 1939 played a role in shaping the taxation landscape in the Philippines during the late period of American governments.